Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chances are, if you've heard those words, you are attending a world-class sporting event right here in the city of Middletown. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Scott Massey, and I am once again honored to be the voice and public address announcer for so many of these great Middletown sporting moments. But today is all about celebrating the lives and accomplishments of our 11 individual and 2 team Hall of Fame inductees. So on behalf of all the inductees and their families, we are grateful and thankful to all of you for taking the time from your busy lives to share this truly special moment with them. At this time, I'd like to begin by asking that you stand and welcome from the Cross Street AME Zion Church here in Middletown, my very good friend, the Reverend William Wilson, who will lead us in today's invocation. Reverend Wilson.
Such a beautiful gathering this afternoon as we thank God for your presence here today. And I would ask that each of us would pray in our own various faith tradition. Would you join me now as we seek God's presence and blessings upon this very special occasion? Let us pray. O God, our Father, thou whose presence our soul take delight, in whom in affliction we call, our comfort by day, our song in the night, our hope, our salvation, our all. And so this afternoon, Lord, we thank you for you are the source of our lives, the source of our being, the guiding of our lives on this journey. So we thank you for all of the inductees and the athletes and all of their achievements and accomplishments, their personal dedication and sacrifices in their various sports. We thank you for the spirit of sportsmanship and competition that helps to shape and mold our lives and our character and enriches us in every way. Thank you for the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame, the board of directors, the volunteers, the donors, and the sponsors of this annual event. Thank you for the gathering of family and friends and teammates and supporters. Thank you for the fans, the teachers, the mentors, the coaches, and how they have influenced and impacted the lives of these honorees. We ask now that you would bless the staff that has prepared the food as well, and that we ask that you would bless it, that it may nourish and strengthen our bodies, and that we remain ever more faithful and dedicated in our service unto you. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
And friends, we ask that you please continue to remain standing as you're able. And proudly welcome Mr. Larry Riley, United States Air Force veteran, in reciting our National Pledge of Allegiance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please face the flag of the United States of America. Place your right hand over your heart and recite the pledge with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. And friends, I ask that you once again remain standing and join me as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Performing the anthem today, please welcome Ms. Karen Marshall Morgan.
Is Karen here? Here she is. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Ms. Carol, Marshall Morgan. Friends, please be seated. And friends, please welcome a true friend and dedicated supporter of sports here in the city of Middletown, the president of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame, Mr. Dave Galito.
Can I have your attention, please? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our annual Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. As Scott mentioned, my name is David Galito, and I have the privilege of serving as the Hall's president. Today is a special day for all of us as we celebrate a new induction class in our 32nd year. It reflects the long-standing tradition of athletics here in our great city of Middletown. We gather to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of both our inductees and teams. But just as importantly, today is about reconnecting with former teammates, longtime friends, and sharing special moments with family. The Middletown Sports Hall of Fame and its board of directors are proud to present a new induction class each year. And as we move through today's program, we'll do our best to keep things both meaningful and efficient so that you can enjoy this time together. Each year, we not only induct a group of outstanding individuals, but we also recognize two exceptional teams. This year is no different, as we honor teams for their remarkable accomplishments, one on the football field and another for their achievements in cross country. Each team member being recognized today will receive a certificate of recognition from the Hall commemorating their team's induction. Allow me to begin by welcoming and honoring the representatives of the 1970 Xavier High School cross-country team, both Class L and Connecticut state champions. Okay, we have representatives from the 1970 Xavier High School cross-country team, Class L and Connecticut state champions. You have Mike Marino and Frank Marcello. Can you please share with us your thoughts when you received word that the team was being inducted. We'll start with Mike.
Well, I knew that what we had done was something special, and that it was not only Xavier's first state open championship, but the first for Xavier High School. And it was a remarkable experience. I think I can speak for both of us. Frank can hold his own. And it stayed with us for a number of years. And I'm honored, for being inducted into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. It's
It's
maybe a long time coming.
Yeah, it certainly
55
started-
years.
It started off a long legacy of
Yes.
running in cross country at Xavier. Frank, what can you share with us?
I can share that it's appropriate that I go after Mike because I always was behind him in the races. But the uniqueness and just how special that team was. We had guys from Portland and surrounding towns that Xavier draws folks, and we didn't really bond in class. We were all in different kind of classes. Not much of us until senior year we finally would mix together. But with Coach Machowski, he should be celebrated because we wouldn't have been as great a team as we were without his motivation, his leadership. That's why I'm so glad that he's coming today, because it would not be an appropriate ceremony without Coach being here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oftentimes, many of the people that have been inducted have brought his name up, and without his influence, they wouldn't be here today or being inducted. Is there one moment that either one of you or both of you can share during that year that was a special moment that stuck out, that made that year special for you? I know winning the championship is always special, but was there any other moment that really stood out for you?
I would say that as the season progressed and we started knocking off the best teams in the state, that we started to gain confidence and we believed in ourselves. Machowski already believed in us, but most of us were on that championship team were juniors, just coming out of our sophomore year of running without any kind of sense of if we were good or not. But it started to become really clear as the season went on, and we beat one good team after another, and went into the state championship meets knowing that we were a contender.
Frank, you probably knew as the season rolled on that you had something special there, right?
Yeah, especially I ran a highly touted team, Farmington, at home, and we couldn't run on our course was always all on grass in the backfield of Xavier, and it was too muddy that day. So we ended up running a course that was kind of like our secondary race course up at the CVH reservoirs, and we ended up. They actually formed an F on the hill, our hill. They formed an F and took a team picture. So that kind of got the juices going.
That's all you needed, right?
That's all we needed, and we ended up beating them, and that was kind of like we knew we were a special
propelled
team.
you, right, for the
And
rest of the season.
the other memory I have is just riding back from we ran the state open at stores
Yeah,
at
UConn campus,
not at
yeah.
Wickham Park like they do now.
Yeah.
And I remember coming back in a junky old yellow school bus and waving the trophy
Sure.
out the window. And
When we came down Main Street.
yes,
Yeah.
We're waving the trophy outside. Great feeling.
That's what we used to do, right?
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore, is it? But listen, gentlemen, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your team's induction. It's well deserved.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Dave.
much.
Gentlemen, if you could join us right here in front. I'll ask Lorenzo to help with the introductions, and then I'll call on Scott Massey to share some highlights on this team.
Good. Rich Zadroga, Michael Mullane,
Barry,
Frank Marcelli,
Bob Bergen,
Bob Brown,
Brian Curtis,
David Archer,
Mike Marino, Coach Wachowski.
The 1970 Xavier cross-country team is a team that started at the Xavier cross-country dynasty. Two members of that team were asked to speak at a recent cross-country banquet. Why, you ask? The previous 1969 cross-country team was competitive with barely a winning record and the best runner having graduated. Teammate Mike Morano recalls that thinking of the 1970 team was that the next year was going to be a rebuilding year. Or so they thought. But in his fourth year of coaching Xavier, Coach Mikulski, on the first day of practice, told this 1970s team that they were going to be state champions, with one senior and four juniors as their main scoring. 5 runners, really? After losing their first match in the pouring rain to Valley Regional, the Xavier Harriers went on a winning streak. Their top runner, Bob Brown, went undefeated during the regular season, breaking records along the way. With each victory, the bond between the runners grew stronger, along with a growing spirit that allowed these young men to believe in themselves and to believe they could be an amazing team, rising to all situations. After winning the league championship, next was the Class L state championship. That was accomplished and was the first state championship in any sport to be won at Xavier. Next up, the State Open, where all the best runners competed. At UConn, and peaking at the right time, the boys placed all 5 of their runners among the top 50 in the race. Brown was 3rd, Marino 15th, Curtis 18th, Lenguile 29th, and Jolie 43rd. The team won by 60 points, a decisive victory. Coach Mikulski's belief in his team, his dedication and enthusiasm was infectious. It fueled the team, and they would not let him down. This team and these wins started the dynasty and put Xavier Cross Country on the way to being one of the most respected programs in Connecticut and beyond. Now you can understand the reason for the 1970 Xavier Cross Country team was featured at this banquet. It's all about history and tradition. As we add another laurel to this team, let us congratulate and welcome the 1970 Xavier Cross Country team into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Gentlemen, thank you. You can be seated.
The second team that we are honoring this year is the 1992 Middletown High School football team, Class M state champions. At this time, I would ask the members of that team to please join us up at the front table.
Dean Wilborn, you're here representing the 1992 Middletown High School football team, Class M state champion. You were assistant coach and a defensive coordinator for that team. Tell us a little bit about that team and your run to the state championship.
First thing I'd probably say is it all started in the summer. We had summer camp, WAR, double session camp, as they call it back then. Right. We took everything on the road and we went up to Litchfield County. I'm not too sure, I can't remember if it was Bantam Lake, but we had a full week out there with just players and coaches. We did all our training, chalk walk, we did all that. And obviously the season started, you know, and I think with that summer session, everybody kind of blended together as one. And the season started. I mean, I think we started off 6-0, 7-0, I believe it is, and we kind of hit a bump down at Stratford.
Right.
Took us to 6-1 at that time, or 7-1. Kind of got back on the horse and rode again. Ended up having to play Berlin at Berlin Scalise Field for the conference championship, which is Northwest Conference then.
Right.
To qualify for the state championship, in which we ended up, I think we ended up winning 28-0 or 28-7, I believe it was. Against Berlin.
Berlin, right.
Yeah, and then with that being said, Berlin pretty much had a lock. So at that time, we just basically, got the W, and 2 weeks later, we had to play them again for the state championship.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? It's always difficult to beat a team twice, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Did you have a sense early on in the season that it could be a special run, or did it take time into the season for you to figure that out with this team?
I'd probably say around game 4, game 5, guys were coming to practice consistently, working hard. I didn't have any issues.
Right.
And on Saturdays, the games just were, I wouldn't say easy, but we were just in a flow.
Right.
Offensively and defensively.
Right. And obviously, the pinnacle is the state championship game. But was there a game other than the state championship, a certain point in the season that really stood out to you that said, this team has something special?
I would honestly say it would be game 10 against Berlin.
All right. Yeah.
Berlin's a natural rival for us back then anyway.
Right.
So, and I remember Chris Bradley running on the field. We had a play that we called, it was called Eagle Defense.
Right.
And Chris Bradley was probably one of the best two-gap players.
Yeah.
So being able, put him right on the center and to be able to cover, 2 gaps, both A gaps, and just make everything run wide. And then, for us in Middletown, we had a lot of speed, so we can get guys flowing downhill to the ball.
Yeah, and to beat them on their own field, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Then you knew you had something special.
Yeah.
Well, listen, congratulations on the team's induction this year. It was very well deserved.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
They don't know about that. They don't know about it. My auntie know though. Tell my auntie.
And I'll tell them.
Everyone's got
Yeah, but I'll tell them.
Phil is gonna.
Okay, we'll do introductions of the team members. Dean Wilborn.
Get the mic.
T. Gallagher.
Oh, that's T.
Jesse Hunter.
They gave me the mic.
Coach Michael Pearl.
They gave me the mic, Drake.
Robert Hunter. Jason Adams. Kelly Robinson.
Jamie Johnson.
Dwayne Sub.
Chance is here. Come on, White. Andre Overton.
Aaron Pope.
Representing my son, Classe Rowland.
Yeah, my boy.
Dan Lavilla.
My Iceman.
Michael Caldwell. Christopher Bradley. Richard Poole. Coach Rich Rosen.
The 1992 Middletown High football team. Picture this. It's halftime at Jesdow Field at Southern Connecticut State University. Middletown is playing Berlin for the Class M state championship. The second time Middletown has played Berlin, having defeated them for the Nutmeg League title 28-0. The brandy is gone that I had in my oh, did I say that? Your hands and feet. Your hands and feet are frozen. And as you watch several garbage cans blowing across the football field, you know you cannot leave because the state title is in reach. Middletown's preseason training at a camp in Litchfield brought the team together, assistant coach Dean Wilborn recalls. They won the first 5 games impressively by an average of 35 points. When Stratford ended the winning streak, the team didn't fall apart. They regrouped, and after defeating Berlin for the league title, they found themselves having to face them again, both with a record of 9-1. The defensive and offensive lines were experienced and outstanding, with many playing both ways. Names like Bradley, Poole, LaPila, Washington, Hennessy, and Fazzino were mentioned as stalwarts for the lines. But with Eric Moore as a 3-year starting quarterback and Demont Highsmith, who, by the way, wore number 5 and scored 5 touchdowns, this Middletown team would not be denied. Final score, Middletown 36, Berlin 18. Class M champion. But let's get back to the game. The final horn blew, and we screamed and stomped our frozen feet. The team celebrated and grabbed a water jug to douse the coaches, but the water was frozen. So join me in welcoming the 1992 Middletown High School football team into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Gentlemen, receive your certificates as you proceed to your left. You may go. And the Xavier cross-country team, you need to get your,
Why don't you have them come up now?
you can come up now to get your certificates as well.
Let's save it. Save it too.
After this team receives their award, can we have the Xavier cross-country team come up and get your certificates as well?
Okay, have your attention again, please. Thank you, Tony. Let's give both of those outstanding teams another well-rounded applause. We've just celebrated what can be accomplished as a team. Shared goals, shared effort, shared success. Now we shift to honoring those whose individual contributions have left a lasting mark on Middletown's athletic history. As your names are called, please come forward and join me here at the head table. Our first inductee, Tim Boyle. Our second inductee, Paul Cubetta, represented by his wife, Jean. Our third, Gus Gashevitz, represented by his brother, Ron. Our next inductee, Jim Emmy. Cindy Krupa Smith. Thomas Ledke. Our next inductee, Mike Lombardo. Leandra Privet. Our next inductee, Tori Satijay Post. Joseph Suma. And our last inductee this afternoon, Ed Zawachinski, represented by Kathy Terrio Usinski, his niece and goddaughter. How's it feel to have everyone watching you, Kathy? Let's have a round of applause for our individual inductees. All the inductees may be seated. Thank you. With each passing year, we unfortunately lose members of our Hall of Fame family. At this time, I would ask you to please join me in a moment of silence for the following members: John Greco, Leon Vinci, Philip Salafia, Michael Mastergeorge, John Talata, Charles Chip Stone, David Daniels, along with Bill Dennehy, a distinguished Major League Baseball player from our community, and David Darling, a founding member, a past president of the Hall of Fame, and a longtime member of our board of directors, both of whom are being honored today with a special tribute in this year's commemorative program. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. In addition to Deb Petrozello, our Executive Secretary and Treasurer, I'd like to introduce other members of the head table who will be taking part in today's ceremony. The Mayor of the City of Middletown, the Honorable Jean Nacera. And you've met the Reverend William D. Wilson. Thank you, Reverend. And of course, our Master of Ceremonies, Scott Massey, who will be assisting in the presentation of today's inductees. Along with their individual recognition, each inductee will receive a plaque from the Hall of Fame, as well as a proclamation from the City of Middletown. Each inductee and both teams will also be memorialized on a larger plaque displayed in the Hall of Fame at 58 Bernie O'Rourke Drive. In addition, each individual inductee will receive a Hall of Fame mug, a lapel pin, and a video of today's ceremony produced by Tom Hickman of Hickman Media. And as always, Tom, thank you. Tom's in the back. Thank you for your assistance every year. I would also like to thank Mayor Nacera and longtime supporter and Hall of Famer Mark Levine for for their assistance in helping to make this ceremony so special. On behalf of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame and everyone in attendance, thank you all for your generosity and continued support. I would like to take a moment to recognize the members of our Board of Directors. Their time, dedication, and hard work are what makes today's ceremony possible. I've had the privilege of serving alongside a past president who often said being a part of this organization is a labor of love, and he was absolutely right. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all the members have been introduced. John Biddiscombe, Philip Cacciola, Tony Jascott, Dean Krupa, Lorenzo Marshall, Larry McHugh, Teresa Opalatz, our Vice President, Jeff Otterbein, Deb Petruzzello, our Executive Secretary and Treasurer, Jason Serra, Dean Wilborn, and our historian, Ed Wilcox. A round of applause, please, for the Board of Directors. In addition to our Board of Directors, I would like to acknowledge and thank the following individuals for helping to make this event run smoothly. Deb Galito, Johanna Bond from the Middlesex Chamber, and Marianne Serra. Now, Marianne coordinates the selection of student athletes from all the Middletown schools who receive the Thomas J. Serra Student Athlete Award in memory of her husband. Each student is recognized at the respective school awards ceremony and receives a plaque from the Hall of Fame and a monetary gift of $300. And a huge thank you to Danielle Aletta from the Middlesex Chamber. Danielle's in the back there. For organizing the reservations, the seating, and I say it every year, I don't know what we would do without you, Danielle. Thank you so very much. I would also like to thank board member Jeff Otterbein for his expertise in developing the Hall of Fame biographies you'll hear this afternoon, as well as his efforts in promoting this event through local media. He also authored the outstanding profiles on David Darling and Bill Dennehy featured in today's ceremony booklet. And finally, I would like to thank Joe Santinello for assisting with and managing our website in his spare time and generously donating his work to the Hall of Fame. All of your efforts are truly appreciated. Each year, this event is made successful not only by the efforts of our volunteers, but also through the continued support of our past inductees. At this time, I would ask all past Hall of Fame inductees in attendance today to please stand and be recognized. I know you're out there. Please stand up. Thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to the Hall of Fame and the Board of Directors for you to come back each and every year. Now, as president of the Hall, I would like to personally congratulate today's individuals and teams. With your induction, you join a distinguished group of athletes and teams who have excelled in the arena of athletic competition, an honor that is truly deserved. Your achievements, your dedication, your commitment, and your success are the reason we are here today. This is your day, so enjoy it, take it all in, and never forget this day. For those of you who are attending this event for the first time, and for those of you who are returning, it is important to note the mission of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. We honor the rich tradition of Middletown sports by recognizing the athletic accomplishments of individuals and teams alike. Preserving the legacy of local athletes through the ongoing maintenance of our Hall of Fame building and the memorabilia housed within is no small task. We are a nonprofit volunteer organization, and we invite you, if you haven't already, to consider becoming a life member. If you are interested in doing so, you can fill out the forms that are located on the tables or visit our website to donate online. Another way to support the Hall is through advertising in our annual induction ceremony booklet as a patron, benefactor, gold, or platinum sponsor. It is through the generosity of these individuals and businesses who support us each and every year that we are able to provide each induction class with a truly memorable ceremony. We encourage you, whenever possible, to patronize our sponsors. Now, I would like to take a moment to provide an update on our Hall of Fame renovation project. We are currently in the midst of a complete renovation of the Hall, a project that has been years in the making. Thanks in a large part to the generosity of Mr. Larry Riley, along with the continued efforts of our board, our sponsors, and the many individuals and businesses who support us each and every year, we've been able to make significant progress. We are also grateful for the City of Middletown's support and collaboration, as well as the mayor's involvement as we work to enhance the visibility and presence of the Hall within our community. Today, that vision is well underway, and we are beginning to see the transformation take place. While we've come a long way, there is still work to be done. We are continuing to seek support from our community to help us complete the project, whether it's through donations or contributions toward finishing the final elements of the Hall. If you would like to be a part of bringing this project across the finish line and helping us create a space that honors Middletown's rich athletic history, we would sincerely welcome your support. Each year, we are often asked how someone can be inducted into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. If you are interested in submitting an individual or team for induction, I encourage you to visit our website at middletownsportshalloffame.org. That's middletownsportshalloffame.org, where you'll find the necessary nomination form and information to nominate an individual or a team. Each year, candidates for induction are nominated by the public. It's important to note, by the public, and then carefully reviewed by the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. As a reminder, following this ceremony, a buffet lunch and refreshments will be available for those of you who want to stay, connect with family and friends, and catch up with former teammates. And in closing, I would like to thank each and every one of you being here this afternoon. Without your presence, none of this would be possible. It truly means a great deal to the Hall of Fame, as well as to all of the individuals and teams being honored here today. Please enjoy today's ceremony, and thank you all for being a part of it. Scott?
Thank you, David. Friends, we are blessed to welcome the #1 fan for sports here in the city of Middletown, the mayor of the city of Middletown, the Honorable Gene Bechara.
It is indeed a great honor to be here with so many friends. Along the way, so many stories, so many friendships are with us today as we celebrate the accomplishments of these athletes, their accomplishment on the field. 2 teams, Xavier cross country, Middletown High football, family, friends. And let's remember that the accomplishments that we are proud to celebrate continue on. The leadership of the individuals sitting up front and the teams, they've contributed in so many ways to our city. And just as a personal note, I was the captain of Xavier's track team back in 1968 when Coach Machowski, I was his first year as the track team coach. He worked up the ranks from cross country to track. He saw me in the hallway out when I came in, and he said, "You were terrific because you threw up after every meet." I said, "Because I had, I gave it my all, Coach. I gave it my all." So, thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now it is time to present to you the 2026 Middletown Sports Hall of Fame inductees. The Middletown Sports Hall of Fame is honored to welcome Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle, congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.
Give us your first thoughts and impressions when you received that call.
Yeah, to be frank with you, a longtime mentor and now friend, Tony Jascott, gave me the call, and I've gotten so close to that family. I'm really close with all three of their sons, and the fact that he gave me the call was really special. It meant a lot to me, but it's humbling. It really is. I was just telling a lot of these guys, being from Middlefield, I'm 10 minutes down the street. I came to Middletown every day. My mom worked in the city hall. Middletown means a lot to me, and it truly is a special honor to be recognized for my individual achievements. But it's ultimately a team game, and that's why I'm here. So humbled, honored, and glad to be a part of a great class.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's it really is a special moment also for us when we have the opportunity to reach out to the individual inductees. So it's just as special for us to make that call as well too. Yeah. Everyone that knows Xavier football, Tim Boyle, Middlefield, Middletown, you name it, they know your career. And you've had a hell of a career. And but we're talking today about how athletics has helped you mature and make an impression later in life for you in the decisions that you make. How did athletics and being a part of a team concept help you in your decision-making process?
Where to start with that one? I reflect back to my youth days where I was playing baseball, basketball, football, and just, playing those three sports helped me with my hand-eye coordination. So all of a sudden, the physical attributes start coming into play, and then you learn how to be a teammate. And obviously that, progresses into life and having to be around other people and work with other people. But playing quarterback specifically, I have to say, at first it didn't come naturally to me. I was always kind of shy, didn't really want to put myself out there. But coming into that position, it's taught me so much on how to deal with people on an individual level, right? Even I'm on a team, I'm 11 guys on the field, might be 100 guys on a team in college, but I need to get to know them individually. And that's what makes me as a quarterback, as a human, able to connect with them down the road. So, you talk about lessons, losing games in college for me at UConn and how to deal with losing. Obviously winning a lot of games in high school right here at Palmer and learning how to win and how to deal with those successes, and all of a sudden getting recruited by colleges, and you kind of go through these ups and downs, and it's all kind of found its way to me through trust and honestly leaning on my family and friends. I wouldn't be here without them, but I couldn't even begin to describe what sports in general has done for my my awareness and my perspective moving on in life. You know, I look forward to seeing how they come to fruition in my life. But I do feel well equipped to deal with the ups and downs that will come to me in life. I really do, and I'm grateful that I've had the career I've had, and I've learned the lessons the hard way, unfortunately. The good ones are always easy, but you don't really learn a lot from the good ones. You know, you kind of have to go through the mud a little bit to learn the tough ones, and I've definitely done my fair share of that. But yeah, I'm excited for what's going to lead me down the road.
I see coaching in your future. What do you say?
I hope so. I hope so. We'll see. Yeah.
You know, we're asking everyone today to share a special moment in their career. Given your expansive career, I'm going to give you 2 shots at it.
Okay. Let's
So, you know, you were at Xavier.
Yep.
You went to UConn, and then you played for a host of NFL teams. So, give us a couple, 3 moments that stand out in your career.
Yeah, I'll give you one from high school, college, and the NFL. High school, Xavier, thankful and blessed to have won 3 state championships, sophomore, junior, senior year. But my senior year state championship just sticks out, right? It's your team, you're the senior, you had just won 2 state championships prior. You now have the keys, you have the reins to the team, and I'm glad we were able to pull it off my senior year. So just winning that state championship at Rentschler my senior year against NFA, and we won it pretty handily, was just the icing on the cake to my high school career, and it projected me into UConn, in which my cool memory at UConn was coming in and playing against Houston. It was a game on television. I think they were ranked 15, 16, 17 in the country. And I came in, the starting quarterback went down. I came in midway through the first quarter. I played the rest of the game. Didn't even play well necessarily, but played well enough where we were able to win the game. And all the fans at Rentschler rushed the field. And that was one of the coolest moments. I saw my family, my friends on the field at Rentschler. It was just a cool moment for UConn football, but also just to embrace a moment where people authentically are coming up to you and saying, you know, thank you, that was a crazy game. That one definitely stands out. And then obviously a bucket list item checked was my first NFL start. You know, I'd say obviously making it to the NFL and being with the Packers was lovely, but you know, when I first got to be able to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, you know, it was my 4th year in the NFL. I was with the Detroit Lions. Right. I just come off IR. I broke my thumb 10 weeks before. Here I am, you know, playing the Cleveland Browns at Cleveland, and my goodness, I played a horrible game, but I got to check that box. I got to say to my parents after that game, I got to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. How lucky, how blessed am I? And being at that stadium, even though we lost the game and I played atrociously, it was still one of those things where I just like look around and you're like, I've always wanted this my whole life, and here I am. I took it in, and yeah, I'd say those are the 3 that stand out the most.
You know what stands out to me? You really put it in perspective. You don't let those kinds of things really bother you, that you look at really the whole picture and knowing that you've started in an NFL game rather than maybe I didn't have my best game.
Yeah.
You know, and because being an athlete and playing athletics, you know that you're going to have good and bad games.
Comes at a cost, no doubt.
So
comes at a cost.
But listen, well, you can check the box now of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
I'm honored.
So
I truly am.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you very
on the
much.
induction.
Thank you.
Tim attended Xavier High School as a 3-sport athlete in football, basketball, and baseball. But football became the special one that gave him the most opportunities. His senior year, Tim threw for 2,000 yards with 25 touchdowns. As a quarterback, he played the sport at all 3 levels, high school, college, and professional. When Tim was asked what moments stood out, Tim shared experiences that he had at each level. For high school, it was Xavier's 3 state championships, 2010, 2011, and 2012. Then defeating Norwich Free Academy his senior year for that 2012 championship. At college, it was UConn versus Houston. Tim came in midway through the first quarter, the Huskies won the game, and the students had stormed the field. It was an exhilarating moment. And at the NFL, his best feeling was his first start with the Detroit Lions. He realized how blessed he was to be part of that overall experience. Tim gives back to his community by hosting a football camp at Xavier every year. Skills are not the only thing that Tim teaches. He wants the athletes to know that the possibility of doing big things is always possible. If you want it, go get it. Surround yourself with good people and anything is possible. Tim says he feels well equipped to deal with life as sport has taught him how to deal with success, the ups and downs, and how to lean on family and friends for support when needed. Tim states he feels very honored to be part of this Hall of Fame class, and so are we. Please join me in welcoming Tim Boyle into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Good, Tim. Here you go. Me too.
The Middletown Sports Hall of Fame is honored to welcome Paul Cubetta.
Congratulations on behalf of your husband, Paul, who is being inducted into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Share a little bit about Paul with us and his love for sports.
Oh my goodness. His love for sports started when he was like 7. He had a tough life growing up, and his outlet was playing ball. He actually played a little bit of football, but he was kind of scrawny for that. So he went into baseball, and that was his outlet. And he just kept going and going and going.
And did, so he played it throughout. Did he end up coaching and doing that kind of thing later, or?
He did do some assistant coaching. He wasn't a full-time coach, but he did love the opportunity to teach kids of young age, get them out of their bad habits.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Excuse me. He was an assistant coach for Ahern Whaling.
Yeah.
And again, he loved doing that to show kids to work through any of their fears. They can overcome and do anything that they want to do. And to instill, I don't want to say, to instill the drive to get where they want to go.
So it was more than just teaching the skills of baseball, but more teaching the skills of life.
Right. To try to make it a little fun.
Yeah, yeah. And did he work with kids of all ages? Or was it just primarily older or younger kids? I know Ahern Whalen is probably, what is that, 13 to 15, 16-year-old?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what year he did for Ahern, but whenever he had the opportunity to coach, he took it.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't in a particular league. I mean, even he played in the adult leagues, and if he saw somebody swinging too early or not stepping far enough or the elbow wasn't up, he took that opportunity to help them. And a lot of people wanted him to do that because he was that good.
Yeah. Well, he you know, it's important that, you know, the Hall of Fame recognize people like that. They don't need to be all-stars, but people in athletics that make a difference. And your husband, Paul, did that.
Yes.
So on behalf of the Hall of Fame, we want to congratulate him and you for being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Paul started playing sports as an outlet to keep him busy and active, his wife Jean recalls. And at the age of 7, he started playing Little League in Middletown and fell in love with baseball. He played it at every level, from high school at East Hampton to college to the New England Collegiate Baseball League and the Twilight League of Greater Hartford and Wallingford. It's no surprise. He had a major league tryout with Tampa Bay. Baseball was his love. Playing was fun, but Paul also loved to coach. Young players, adults, friends, just ask, and he'd offer his advice. Skills needed to be taught and improved, but what was just as important to Paul was to teach the drive, the love of the game, and the desire to get better, overcome obstacles and fears, and to constantly improve. Paul kept it fun. Sharing his knowledge and love of the game gave him much pleasure. He always took the opportunity to coach. The position didn't matter, as long as he could share his knowledge. Awards, trophies, and other honors were many for Paul. Captain, all-conference, league champions were just a few. His team was the 2006 runner-up at the National Adult Baseball Association Hall of Fame tournament in Cooperstown, New York. Paul continued to play softball until his passing in 2019. Paul was the one you wanted up in a crucial game situation. A hit was always coming. His love and enthusiasm for baseball and softball was evident. We are proud to add Paul Cubetta posthumously as members of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Joining me in welcoming our inductees is one of the greatest for women's sports here in the city of Middletown, our dear friend, Miss Deb Petrozello.
Stanley Gus, well, I say Gesowitz, but it's Gesevich Jr., if I say it correctly.
Ron Gesowitz, congratulations on behalf of your brother, Stanley Gus Gesowitz, being inducted into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Talk a little bit about your brother and his involvement in sports.
Obviously he passed, next week will be a year. And relative to his sports career, he played baseball and basketball at Vinyl Tech. And I was talking to a good friend, Bobby Orgazalik, that asking him for some details, and he pointed out an interesting story on their sophomore year in baseball. They had plain gray, dingy uniforms, no name, no numbers, so you didn't know who the heck was playing. So my brother wrote a letter to Fred Post, who was the sports writer back 60 years ago, and shortly thereafter they had new uniforms with the school name vinyl on it, and they actually had numbers. So Gus was one of those guys that would speak up if there was something not so quite correct, or if it needed some kind of adjustment. He was vocal, and he was vocal throughout his career of coaching at CYO also. But after his high school years and stuff, did do a couple years of college. And after college, we partake in all the local sports. We dominated majority of the sports, and Gus was a key individual with his toughness and speed. Touch football, won it all 15 years. Basketball, we dominated. Hardball, fast pitch hardball. Not soccer. Soccer, we'd play once in a while with the guys that would come down from the Italian club and stuff. But also volleyball. And his longest career was in slow pitch softball. He played on multiple divisions and multiple leagues, and he played in multiple towns. He played in Middletown, Portland, Durham. So, and he played for decades. Decades, not 1, 2 years. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 decades. And then he had a big interest in the CYO basketball. And he started out as a JV coach and progressed to varsity coach. He did that for about 25 years. And one day a young girl said, "How come I can't play?" Well, they didn't have any girls' teams, but Gus allowed her to play with the boys. So thereafter, the next year, Gus started the St. Mary's girls team, and that progressed for 25 years also. So his love was in the basketball. Obviously in high school, he was captain of the team. In the Sandlot local, we dominated with his speed and agility and stuff, and he shared that with the young kids, the boys, the girls, and he was tough. He wasn't, oh, we're gonna do this. Very structured and stuff, and his goal was for them to get something out of it. The fundamentals of the game, the integrity of teamwork, and being actually respectful to each other, other teams, and the people in authority. So he shared his knowledge and transferred that life long-lasting elements of a good person and Christ-like image.
Well, it sure sounds that way, and that not only he was a well-rounded athlete, and that he was involved in many sports and excelled in many sports, and made his mark in many sports. So he went beyond just playing in the sport. He elevated the sport if it needed to be elevated. And the case in point would be the women's basketball league or the girls' basketball league. So your brother, had quite a career, and is certainly worthy of being inducted into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Another in a long line of the Guessowitz family in the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. So congratulations on behalf of your brother.
Thank you very much, and I'm sure he's listening.
Thank you.
Stanley was Mr. CYO, which stood for the Catholic Youth Organization. He coached and ran the basketball league for 25 plus years and started the girls basketball CYO program. An all-around athlete, he participated in every sport he could with dedication, passion, and respect for the game. His sister, Lucille, a Hall of Famer herself, right there, recalls growing up and playing with Gus and the boys. With family, the boys being the family, the Jascots, the Nozzles, Moose, Ed Mann, those were the regular crew. Lucille was part of the group. If other teams didn't want to play with a girl, Gus would tell them too bad. He was all inclusive, and besides, Lucille was always the first to be picked for the teams. It was all about the game. Maybe understanding the lack of sport opportunities for his sister helped him to not think twice when allowing a girl to play on the CYO boys team and then finally starting the CYO girls basketball league. Whatever the reason, he was their coach, giving them opportunities to play and learn through sport. Gus received many awards for his work with the CYO league. A well-rounded athlete, Gus attended Vinyl and played basketball and softball. His brother Ron recalls Gus was able to get the Vinyl baseball team uniforms upgraded with names and numbers. Hello. Was it because of his outlook on sport participation? His ability to act, to defend his beliefs on equity in sports? Whatever the reason, his speaking out to make that change was commendable for a sophomore. In the community, Gus was an avid sport participant and excelled in many sports. Touch football, volleyball, basketball, slow pitch softball, golf, you name it. He played slow pitch softball for decades here and in surrounding towns. As a coach, he was structured, tough, teaching fundamentals and respect for the game and others. His love of sport was demonstrated by his dedication and passion. Please join me in honoring and remembering him as we welcome Stanley Gus Gasevich into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Middletown Sports Hall of Fame is honored to welcome Jim Imme.
Jim Imme.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Give us your first impressions when you received word that you were being inducted.
Was surprised, pleasantly surprised. It was nice. I grew up in Middletown, so I live in Southington now, so it was nice to hear about being recognized for some of the things I accomplished on the soccer field.
And we with the people we're speaking to this evening, we were asking them how athletics has played a part later in life. How has it helped or affected you later in life?
Yeah, no, great question. I've always played sports. Growing up, I have two older brothers. They were actively involved in sports. They got me into sports. I have a younger brother, Michael. He plays sports. Sports is a lot like life. What you put into it is what you get out of it. If you work hard, you have a good work ethic, you're going to have good results. And so that's kind of what I've learned in playing sports. I'm a big advocate of training. Even after I played soccer in high school, I played soccer in college, but even after graduation, I was always involved in soccer. I'm still playing today, and I have 3 girls, and so I coach as they play soccer. And so a lot about growing up, a lot about life is just like sports, right? You want sportsmanship, you want to treat people the way to be treated, and you want to work hard and practice to get better, and that kind of emulates a lot of what you experience in life.
So, I mean, obviously, you mentioned soccer, and you played at Vinyl, right?
Middletown High.
Excuse me.
My brother Joe played at Vinyl, yeah.
Your brother Joe.
Yes.
Yeah, I know too many of your family members. You played at Middletown High School, and then you went on to play in college as well, too. And obviously, you were recognized on both levels. Is there one specific moment in your career that stands out to you that you want to share with us?
Good question. I there's a lot of moments. The one that stands out the most, I would say, We had a game against Wolcott. I had an older brother, Sal, who played at Woodrow Wilson High School, and he was one of the first players to play at the high school. So he had a scoring record of 4 when he started, and I had 4 goals in a game against Wolcott. So I just thought that for bragging rights, one for my brother, but just to score 4 goals in a game just kind of stood out, and it's kind of a highlight of my career of soccer.
Well, I think you can add your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame as a highlight of your career.
Thank you.
So congratulations
Thank you.
once again.
Thank you. All right.
Jim had made an immediate impact on the soccer team at Middletown High in 1983 as a freshman. Angelo Morello, then a senior, recalls that Jim joined the team as a freshman. He immediately made the team better. The team record did not reflect the impact he made with his soccer IQ, his skills, and later his leadership, but the players understood and appreciated his play. He made them all better. With the merger of Wilson and Middletown, the soccer program improved. Jim's competitiveness and fiery spirit raised the level of play for the entire squad. Not only was Jim a scorer, he also led the team in assists, amassing 37 goals, 36 assists in his 4 years on the team, which was a school scoring record. When Morello returned to the school as an assistant coach, he saw the transformation of Jim. It was now Jim's team, and he demonstrated his leadership skills alongside Terry Jackson and the rest of his teammates. Jim earned varsity letters in all 4 years at his high school. His fond memories of his high school play included a game against Wolcott where he scored 4 goals. He went on to play at Quinnipiac, starting every game, and was part of the Northeast 10 championship team. His IQ in the game also matched his IQ in the classroom, graduating college with honors. Besides skills, lessons were learned while playing soccer. Teamwork, practice hard, and improve, treat people the way they should be treated were the lessons that carried throughout his life. Jim never stopped playing soccer, and his involvement included not only playing, but coaching. Success followed him there as well. Let us congratulate Jim Imme on his induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. The Middletown Sports Hall of Fame is honored to welcome Tom Letke.
Tom Letke, congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Tell us your first impression and thoughts when you received word that you were being inducted.
Just one of gratitude, just because of the history of Middletown, just all the athletes, coaches, contributors. There's just so many it's too many to name, you know, but they're there. And just I appreciated the opportunity throughout all the years to be able to play in all the various leagues that were offered. You know, starting with Little League, 4 different Little Leagues in town, to Hearn-Wayland League, to American Legion, high school sports, all the road races that the rec department provided for us. It's just, without all these opportunities, none of this happens. So that's where I'm about. I'm happy about that we had the opportunity to participate in these things.
Yeah.
You know.
So, you know, oftentimes, you know, a person that's involved in athletics in their high school, college career, or even before high school, utilize those skills in their thought process later on in life. How's that affected you later in life?
Well, sports has always been central, a core part of it. You learn how to not only function as an individual to develop your individual skills, but you learn how to function as a team. And I've been blessed. I've had 3 teams I considered invaluable, starting with my family, my mother, school teacher at Woodrow Wilson, who was ironic. I ended up teaching one year in high school with her. She was my direct supervisor, believe it or not, in the math department back in 1980, I think it was. Yeah, so that was weird. To go back on the other side of the desk. So with her, my father, who helped coach me in Little League my last year, my brothers, Harry, Richard, and Larry. So that was my first team. I'm born into this team. It wasn't like I tried out and made this team. It was my first team. So then my second team, I consider 3 teams I had. Okay, the second team that I really valued that came through sports was when I got married, late in life, 2000, the Finelli Lobaczewski team, my wife Donna, and them in the last 26 years. So they're my second team that I really valued. And finally, the third team I want to really mention is where I chose to work. When I went to school, I got a BA in psychology in Eastern Connecticut. And I actually got to apply my, major and worked as a mental health assistant at Connecticut Valley Hospital for 34 and a half years. So I learned the value of teams. I worked with many wonderful professionals, psychiatrists, physicians, nurses, social workers, counselors, you name it, trying to help the people that needed our help desperately, people that were, I was in the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services Division of CVH, so we treated primarily substance abusers and people with mental illness, things of that nature. So I was blessed. I was on 3 wonderful teams. And now to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, I feel like this makes it full circle for me. 4 teams, I just think that's tremendous,
So thinking about all of that.
Right.
And thinking about your career, can you single out one special moment for the audience here that stands out for you to be one special moment that you could share with us?
Special moment. Wow, that's tough. Well, for me it was kind of weird because I had 3 teams that there's 3 moments that if you allow me that. They were team oriented, and one was more of an individual sport. I'll go over the team ones real quickly. I always valued teams that could win, the championship teams. What does it take to be a championship team? And it took me to my first one I really valued was the Herndon Wayne League when I was 15 and played for a team called Clark's Insurance, and we won the title after losing it the previous year when we had a very good team. We should have won it that year too, but we pulled that one off somehow. We won that. So that was special. And it's because it's a team. It's not about any individual. I always valued the team sports because of that. So that was the first one. The second one was the basketball. Lady David, you were on that team. When we went to junior, senior years, we win the city and conference titles. We go all the way to the quarterfinals. We lose to Handa Madison. Semifinals, we regrettably got a case of the jitters and nerves. We're playing the first time in a New Haven Coliseum. Dick Galliet, Channel 8. We just weren't ready to play and got beat soundly. So that was not one of my favorite moments to remember. And then what was the third? The third team. The third one, believe it or not, was Woodrow Wilson baseball. We had swept Middletown in my senior year. I was the captain of the team. We always split with them, freshman year, sophomore, junior. So we finally beat them twice. And what made that day so special was because we won that game, we not only won the city series for the first time and swept them. We won the conference, the Mid-State Athletic Conference, and we also qualified for the state tournament. So talk about hitting a trifecta all in one day. So those were 3. And then finally, the individual moment that I cherished was my junior year running cross country. I ran cross country because I was talked into it my sophomore year to go out, just do it and go out and get in shape, So I did. Then I found out, hey, I was pretty good at it. I was starting to win races, I'm getting some course records, we're undefeated. This is pretty good too, so it was okay. So those are the special moments as far as that goes for me, both team-wise and individual. I felt blessed. I got the best of both worlds.
You did.
Well,
I think it's safe to say that you can now add this to your collection.
Oh, without a doubt.
So congratulations.
That's why I said the 4 teams now. This is like how special is that? Yeah, thank you.
Tom was a three-sport Woodrow Wilson Wildcat from 1971 through 1995, running cross-country, playing basketball and baseball. His leadership skills, determination, and game hustle were evident as he earned hustle awards and was captain for his cross-country and baseball teams, including an American Legion team. He was also named All-State as a baseball outfielder. Cross-country was his first individual sport, and one that he continued. He set course records, and after high school, from 1993 through 2017, he ran countless races, finishing first in many of them. Tom appreciates all the opportunities he was given to play all of his sports. The Little League teams, the high school, and the city sports in which he participated taught him teamwork and how to work with others to achieve goals. When asked to share special moments in his sports life, he reiterated the three: winning the Ahern Wayland Baseball League title, defeating Middletown for the city basketball title and winning the league title, and sweeping Middletown for the Baseball City Series title, winning the conference and qualifying for the states. Tom's teams now are his family, his wife and her family, and his co-workers at CVH. What he learned throughout sports has helped him throughout his life. He's a good teammate, and we are proud to include Tom Letke as a new team of the inductees for the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
She was next. Next up, Cindy Krupa Smith, AKA Poopy. I said I wasn't going to say it, but that was my nickname for her. And don't ask me why. I don't know why.
Cindy Krupa Smith, congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Give us your first impressions when your brother called you and let you know that you were being inducted.
Oh my goodness. Grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Like, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's it comes as a surprise for a lot of people because oftentimes although they think about their high school or college careers, they don't expect it to happen, and all of a sudden they get a call out of the blue, and here you are, you're getting inducted.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, what you experience in your athletic career, whether it be in high school or college or what have you, impacts what you do later in life.
Absolutely.
So, share how that's happened for you.
Wow. Oh, a lot of different things
Go ahead.
come to mind. Well, first of all, you learn to work together with other people,
Right.
period. When the chips are down, or, how do you pull together? And the people on my teams are still, I have lifetime friends,
Mhm.
my coaches. It's amazing to me
Yeah.
that we've kept those connections all these years.
Yeah.
But honestly, I learned to be a strong woman at a young age, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And I've used that even to be powerful, but in a good way.
Yeah.
I've started my own businesses. I've had 3 different businesses, and I think I got a lot of that from sports.
Yeah.
That I felt good being strong is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, and
Yeah.
and you can carry that through life.
Yeah.
And I realize when I start to get weak in the winter, I want to build that back up again. So I
Right.
immediately go right back to it. So I got that from sports, and
Well,
I'm grateful for that.
Oftentimes it teaches you when the chips are down or when you've had a bad day to pick yourself up and to keep moving forward.
Yes, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be all right. When you've had an athletic career and you've had a career that's honored you in the induction into the Hall of Fame, there must be some special moments that come to mind. Is there anything you could share with us over your career that really comes as a special moment?
As an athlete or coach?
As an athlete.
Okay, as an athlete.
Well, you could share either one,
Yeah.
as an athlete or a coach.
Sometimes it's the smallest things.
Yeah.
And I had told Deb, my coach, track coach, about it. So I had some amazing throwers in Kentucky when I became specifically a throws coach. And they would send me kids who didn't fit in anywhere else, like, here, go throw, right?
So share what you're talking about when you say throwing.
There's no javelin. It's not legal in Kentucky, so it was shot put and discus.
Okay.
And it was high school,
right?
Boys and girls.
Okay.
And we were very fortunate to have specialists. Track is complicated. There's so many different events,
Absolutely.
and most coaches find it really challenging, so I was really fortunate to be able to do that. So I will never forget, I can't even remember her name, but this tiny little girl, they gave her to me and said, okay, coach, she's going to throw. And I thought, I don't think she could lift a weight, nothing. Very sweet. But she stayed with it, and she got stronger and stronger. She wasn't a superstar, but what I learned from her and other kids is it made them feel really good about themselves, and she became pretty good. But I think that carried on, and they get back with me over time, and they're doing really well in their lives. But I feel like that was part of them realizing, I really can accomplish, even if I'm not good, really great at anything, but if I put effort into it, I can get stronger and better. And she even came out with a pink discus and a pink shot put, and I remember thinking, what are we going to do with her? But I ended up having a blast with her. Just watching the progress, I guess is what I'm trying to say, of a kid realizing, wow, I can be pretty good at something.
What's interesting about that, for someone that not only was an athlete but also a coach, that sometimes you get more gratification out of when you coach someone that's successful. And I think that's what you're sharing with us today. But
correct.
But overall, your induction into Hall is a special moment for you. We want to congratulate you.
I'm grateful.
Again.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing it. And honestly, I had a blast in sport, so this is like icing on the cake.
It absolutely is. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Once again.
Thank you.
Cindy Krupa-Smith was a two-sport athlete at Woodrow Wilson High School when Title IX was slowly making an impact on girls' sports, in Middletown anyway. An outstanding swimmer, she also excelled in the throwing events in track and field, shot put, discus, and javelin, and had a as a four-year letter winner, captain, and participant in class meets for both sports, she was pretty good. Cindy was a member of the 1982 Girls Class S Championship track and field team, earning first, second, and fourth place finishes in her events. She went back and forth with her fiercest competitor, Bonnie Edmondson, each throwing further than the other with each throw. Cindy broke the discus record only to have Bonnie break it on her last throw. And Bonnie went on to compete and coach in the Olympics. That tells you a little bit something about Cindy. Cindy went on to throw in college at UMass for 2 seasons and was ranked as one of the top 5 javelin throwers in New England as a freshman. After college, her competitiveness, her wanting to share her knowledge, and later compete, led her to coaching and competing in the USATF Masters competitions, still winning and earning All-American status. Now living on a farm with ample land, she built throwing areas where she could give lessons. Coaching at a private school, she coached many athletes who became state champions. But given many students to work with, one day a petite little girl showed up and said she wanted to learn how to throw. She was wearing pink sneakers. Well, that's okay. To match her pink outfit. Cindy talked to the girl and parents, and everything was set. The young lady returned the next day with her pink outfit and shoes and a pink javelin. The philosophy of helping others get better was formed. This young athlete was not going to win medals for her throwing, for sure. So besides improving skills, the sport and coach helped build confidence and strength. And that young athlete did improve in all those areas. Cindy also won many awards in dressage. Did I say it right? Dressage, which is riding and training horses to showcase obedience, flexibility, and balance. Forever the athlete. Cindy's father, also a great athlete, coached Cindy and her brother Dean in the throws. Stern but knowledgeable, both with his coaching, both excelled. She credits her dad for showing her tools on how to teach, coach, and deal with life. Her life experiences with their ups and downs has shown her her own life's purpose, to make things better. All things, the earth, people, animals. Living on a farm, she raises horses and other animals, sells natural produce, and raises flowers and sells flowers to brighten people's lives. Let's hope we have done the same for her today as we welcome Cindy Krupa-Smith, aka Koopy, into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. I think I go back.
That was so sweet. I love you.
Oh. Michael Barta, is he next? In the program?
You wanted to use the woman that was in front of her, right?
Yeah, so it's Lombardo. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Mike Lombardo.
Mike Lombardo, congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Give us your first impressions when you received word that you were being inducted.
Well, I thought it was kind of a joke when Jay sent me a message and then, called me and told me that it was the real deal. So it was pretty exciting.
Why did you feel that way? Did you not think that you may be worthy of being a part of the Hall of Fame?
As a kid growing up in Middletown, Dave, it was always something you looked highly up to. And, to be a part of this now was truly, a dream for me as, a soccer player in town with all the athletes that I surrounded myself with, and my dad was a big part of that. And Phil Lombardo was the motivator for myself and to be around the people that he introduced me to and, kept me around as a kid.
It's a feeling that I think a lot of inductees have. I had it when I went in, because you don't think that you're worthy enough when you go in. When you look at all the people that have been in, that have gone in before you and so forth. But
Yeah.
there's a reason why you're here today, and you're worthy of it.
Thank you.
Give us some thoughts as to how athletics has played a part later in life for you.
It's truly been, very influential in a sense where it allowed me to have certain ambition. That ambition helped me grow as a human, and it helped me understand what my goals were going to be and what I was set out to, hopefully achieve. And when you start putting the two together, sports and life, it definitely is very similar because you have to, really be disciplined and you have to stay focused and you have to work hard at everything you do. And that was what my life has been in a nutshell so far.
They certainly go hand in hand, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And as athletes, we have a leg up. You consider yourself lucky that when you're a part of something like that, that you understand what it takes later in life, when you can apply those lessons learned early on later in life. Is there any particular or special moment in your career that stands out that you'd like to share with us?
There's been a few, but I remember my junior season at Vinyl. We were in the state tournament and we were playing against Bassick High School, and it was a challenging game, and we were down 2-1 in the game, and there was 30 seconds left, and we had one dead ball play that would either end the season or keep us going, and I ended up being on the good end of that experience. It was a cross into the box. I was able to head it over the goalie, and it brought us into overtime, and we ended up winning the decider goal, and everybody was pretty excited, as you know, the
I should
team.
say so. You know, anyone that's played soccer or has been involved with it or coached it, you know, goals don't come like baskets do in basketball. So when you score a goal like that, especially something like a header, is a special moment, and it comes out of the blue like that. So that had to be a great moment in your career.
Felt amazing.
Just
Dave.
like this is going to be for you. So congratulations
Thank
once
you very
again
much,
for
Dave.
being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Truly appreciate it, and thank you.
Mike Lombardo was a 1992 graduate from Vinyl and left his mark as an excellent soccer player. At 6'1", opponents had to notice this imposing player, and with his speed, it was difficult to guard him. He lettered all 4 years, earning many honors during that time. A leg injury, which he incurred while playing at Eastern Connecticut, stopped his soccer playing days, but he has continued to give back to the game by being a longtime soccer official at all levels. Mike's junior year in high school was one he will not forget, scoring 13 goals. Well, he scored 33 goals total at Vinyl, so that junior year was exceptional, and with 14 assists. When asked to recall a special moment, he spoke of a game which was in that junior year. Let's go back in time. Vinyl was in the state tournament and found themselves down 2-1 with 30 seconds left in the game. Woo, I'm getting chills. Vinyl was awarded a free kick. The ball crossed the goal box, and Mike headed the ball above the outstretched arms of the goalie for the tying goal. Tied the score. Vinyl went on to win the game 3-2. I could just hear it. Mike said the most exciting thing with that win was that it allowed his teammates to advance and play another game. It was all about the team. A radio station personality came into the locker room later to interview him. That never happened before. He complimented his teams on the win. It wasn't about him, although I would have loved to see that score. Mike said he is excited to be in the Hall of Fame. He credits his teammates for making this honor possible. Never having lost a soccer game at Palmer Field, it is fitting that the Hall of Fame is located next to that field. So please join me in welcoming Mike Lombardo into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Oh, that was cute. Tori Saturday Post. Did I miss someone again? Yes, I did.
Who'd you miss?
Leandra Prickett. Let's do Tori since I called you. And then we'll go to Leandra. Tori.
Tori Saturday Post, congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Give us your first impression when you received word that you were being inducted.
Oh my gosh, surprise. I would say it was not something that I expected. My husband actually sort of hinted at the fact that Tim Coase might be reaching out. So he got a little bit of a heads up and then was trying to keep the secret from me. But definitely surprised, very humbled.
Yeah. It's quite a humbling experience.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Oftentimes, anyone that's involved in athletics carries on their experiences later on in life, especially in their business career. How has athletics played a part later in life for you?
I would say certainly it kind of weighs into every facet of my life today. I think, it's shaped who I am as a person. as a wife, as a mother, as a sister, a friend, a daughter. It's shaped me professionally, certainly. I think one of the biggest things is, you are holding yourself accountable because you've always been accountable to others. Showing up is such an important part of, every role in your life. I think being there for people, and when you're playing especially team sports, you are part of something that is bigger than you. And so that's something I've certainly carried forward in my life. I think it's, being there for my kids, being in the moment with them, showing up for my husband and being supportive of his career aspirations. For the people who I work with, I have direct reports at work, and I try to make sure that I'm there, present with them in every moment, hearing what they need. How can we kind of achieve this goal together? So I think that's the biggest thing for me is, showing up, being dependable, and accountable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It also shows you athletes understand that you don't win all the time.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
need to know how to pick yourself up and
Exactly.
move forward, right?
Yeah.
You've obviously had a storied career. Is there one moment in your career that stands out that you could share with us?
Oh gosh. I would say the entire 2006 softball season at Mercy. We won the state championship. And obviously that's, in and of itself was an amazing moment. All the celebrations to follow. We're just, we had a Chamber of Commerce breakfast to celebrate. There was, various celebrations. I think we had, there was certainly, a lot of excitement on the bus on the way home. But that particular, just living in that moment with the group of people I was with, when I look back, it's not necessarily the achievements I remember, but the laughing and the jokes we played, and we had so much fun. And we're competitive and showed up, and I think we all knew that each person there was going to work their butts off, to make our goal happen. We felt it, we could taste it that year. And so I think that season I will always remember. Obviously winning the championship was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
And I would venture to say that your induction into the Sports Hall of Fame will be added to that
Yes,
as well.
it certainly will, yes.
Well, congratulations
Thank you.
once again.
Thank you.
For Tori Satterjay Post, athletics has been and still is a major part of her life. At Mercy High School, she was a 3-time All-Stater in softball as a pitcher, was a member of the 2006 Class LL State Championship softball team, and co-captained both her softball and volleyball teams as a senior, and was the 2007 valedictorian. That phrase, dumb jock, can be thrown out the window. Those accomplishments seem like a lifetime ago, as Tori is now married with children, and her husband is the Bucknell University's volleyball coach. Life has happened, and the things she remembers from those high school days are things that she carries with her now. Tori didn't start pitching until she was 12 years old in middle school, and that was because her team did not have a pitcher. Her positions before that were outfielder and catcher. She could throw fast, but as she got older, she had to learn to focus, accept criticism, and work on refining her craft. She learned to be mentally tough and to get better. She had to step outside of her comfort zone. She had great coaches who encouraged her, helped her grow, and pushed her to get better. Her memories of the championship softball team were good ones. The senior captain that they had was the glue that bonded the team together, making that group of athletes special. She still stays in contact with some of the members of that team. Now she has a family and is using the lessons learned from her sports days to assist her in being the lead counsel for a pharmaceutical company. Recognizing her successes in her life and sport, we proudly welcome Tori Satterjay Post into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Now, Leandra Privet.
Leandra Privet, congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Give us your first impressions when you received word that you were being inducted.
I was very, very happy. I was very excited. I was actually at work, and I was in the calf. I was getting me a little drink or, something to drink to bring back upstairs. And I echoed all throughout that. So I was like, I'm sorry to anyone who heard me, but yes, I was very, very, very excited.
And you come from a great family of athletes
Yes.
as well, too. We know that, very much so. We've been asking a lot of the inductees this evening how athletics has played a part in their life beyond high school or college or what have you. Tell us how athletics has played a part later in life for you.
Yeah, of course. Being with track and field, you could see it as, I saw it as more with like personal growth as well as team. So I was able to, motivate myself to fulfill certain, certain times and different things like that, as well as working alongside with the team to still achieve a goal, So thinking about that now in banking and where I work now, it's all, we're all working together for something, customer service and, providing services and different things like that. So it's really helped. It's really helped a lot, for my growth as well as just my individual growth, as well as just being able to branch out and be in a team.
Yeah. Well, we all know that you had a great mentor and great coach in high school.
Yes, I did.
That made you who you are today.
Mm-hmm.
And but we'd like you to share what you think was a special moment in your career that you would like to share with everyone here.
Yes.
What stands out as a special moment?
One of the biggest ones for me was in 2005 when I was able to go to the Golden West Invitational in California. That was huge for me. It was just one race. It was the 100-meter, but you're running against a lot of different athletes, around the world. So that was a huge moment for me. I was able to, get first in the preliminary, 100-meter dash. That was at like 11:91. Was one of that was the fastest I've ever ran. And then to also make it to the final, final heat of that, and placing fourth.
Oh, that's great.
So that was a huge, huge moment and a great accomplishment.
Well, you can add this to it as well.
Yes,
So
thank you.
Congratulations on your induction into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much.
Leandra Privet, an outstanding sprinter at Middletown High, was excited when she learned of her induction into the Hall of Fame. At work, when I called her, she later had to apologize to her co-workers for the noise she made upon hearing the news. Hershey track and field meets were the starting point of this sprinter's career, where she ran the 100 meters and the 4x1 relay, giving her the knowledge and confidence to compete. Success followed her to high school, where she broke countless school records in her individual events and relays. She was a regular face and competitor in the Class L and State Open meets in both indoor and outdoor track and field. In the regular season meets, she was relied upon and always came through to earn points for the team. And as the anchor leg, which is the last runner on the relay team, she was the one who usually crossed the line first. Those times earned her a scholarship to be a member of the track team at the University of Rhode Island. Of all her shining moments, the one that stands out the most is being invited to the Golden West Invitational in Sacramento, California. At the same time, at the New England Track and Field meet in Maine, one of her teammates, Nora Miller, who was competing there, while Leandra and her family went to California. Thanks goes to Middletown High's athletic director, Hank Korakowski, and other donors who made that happen. Middletown was represented on both coasts of the United States. Wow. Leandra recalls the perfect Cali weather for her races, and both races felt good. Never having broken the 12-second mark in 100 meters, we all screamed when her time of 11.91 flashed on the screen. Another school record. And her family got to see it happen. The phone call to Maine was made to tell of her time, and we were told that Nora had won her race, the 100-meter hurdles, in a record time. Woo. As excited as she was at that moment, we hope that she is excited today. Please join me in welcoming Leandra Privet to the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. Oh, I forgot to say, she also joins her father and her uncles in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Joe Suma.
Joseph Suma, congratulations on your induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. I was the one that informed you. Let the people know what your first impressions were when you received the call from me.
Well, first surprised and honored, and then, the old Groucho Marx. Do I really want to be part of an organization that would have me as a member? So I went online and I looked up and I looked at the previous inductees and I saw Herb Kenny, my old coach, and Steve Wachowski and Walt Grabowski, the trainers there. And then I saw Billy Battles and Wilbur Pope. When I came to Wesleyan, I was an Italian kid that grew up playing ball in the inner city in Waterbury. So I fit right in Middletown. And I would hit the parks and the playgrounds. And Billy Battles, who was roughly my age, we became great friends. And Wilbur Pope joined us a few years later. And we held court every afternoon.
Yeah.
Just a great group of people.
Those are my dad's players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I think this is probably a given for you, but how has athletics played a part in your profession later in life?
It's been a huge part of my life. I've said everything I need to know about life I learned on a basketball court. And, from working hard to setting goals to striving for excellence to persevere, to win with dignity and lose with grace, to get along with your teammates, to communicate, to manage your time. I mean, those are all skills. And I've spent a large part of the last 50 years working with kids, trying to instill in them those same life lessons through basketball. And it's really just, opened up my life, and I think opens up a lot of kids' lives today.
Yeah. Now, from Waterbury, right?
Yeah.
Played at
Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart. But your connection to Middletown is through Wesleyan University. And there's no question that you made a splash at Wesleyan University on the basketball court. And I would imagine that there's probably some special moments at Wesleyan University. Is there one that you could share with us that stands out?
Point guards are a little different because we don't exist without the concept of a team. And I think the thing that stands out most for me is the team that I played with. In those days, Wesleyan wouldn't allow us to go to the NCAA tournaments because of academic priorities, but we had a great team. And I think one of the finest teams in Wesleyan history. We finished 16-4. That was the most wins ever in Wesleyan history. That winning percentage from 1971 was the highest winning percentage until 2021, where some of Joe Riley's team had a better winning percentage finally. Herb Kenny, Hall of Famer both at Wesleyan and in Middletown, was our coach. We had 3 All-Americans on that team. We had 2 guys, myself and Jim Aiken, that are in the Wesleyan Hall of Fame, New England Basketball Hall of Fame. Aiken still holds a number of the rebounding records. I still hold some of the assist records after 55 years. And, kind of a story that tells you what sports are all about. About 15 years ago, I'm sitting at home and I get a call, and it's Jimmy Aiken, and I hadn't talked to him in, 10 years. And he says, Joe, he says, we've been looking through some old video, and we see that you had 4 more assists than they gave you credit for. And of course, my first response was, geez, Aches, if you made half the wide open layups I set you off, I would have had 100 more. And his immediate response was, yeah, but I would have had less rebounds, And what you appreciate from you looking back at 50 years, yeah, it was what you achieved, but then you realize the journey was what gave you the strength and the skills to go through life. But truly the most important thing was the people you spent your time with.
Yeah.
And that's true in sports and it's true in life.
Well, listen, Joe, congratulations on making this induction into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. We're happy to have you, and you're joining a great group of people.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Joe Suma was an outstanding basketball point guard for Wesleyan from 1967 to 1971. He was a 3-year starter and a 2-time captain for the Cardinals. He didn't just start there. He was named the MVP in the 1967 Class A championship basketball game in high school, where he played for Sacred Heart. Not only did he know how to distribute the ball, but he could also score, a valuable asset for a point guard. Joe was honored and surprised upon hearing of his induction into this Hall of Fame. He knew many of the Hall of Famers already inducted, and was wondering if he should be named with them. He spoke of the 3 All-Americans who were on his team, telling of the 16-4 record, which was the most wins for a Wesleyan team until 2021. The team won the Little 3 title in his senior year, and Joe was awarded the Bob Cousy Award, given to the top collegiate player under 6 feet in New England. His basketball stats are impressive for sure, from his freshman year to his last game where he scored 33 points, and he still holds the assist record. Speaking to a former teammate recently who holds the Wesleyan rebounding record, Joe was told he should have been credited with 4 more assists. Joe's response? I would have had even more if you didn't miss all those layups. The teammate's response? But then I wouldn't have had so many rebounds. Joe learned many things needed in life through basketball, and to this day is still working with kids on core values. While at Wesleyan, he also worked in the community doing the same thing. A member of several halls of fame, Joe doesn't need to question if he belongs here. We are all proud of his accomplishments both on and off the basketball court, and are proud to welcome Joe Suma into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Thanks so much.
Ed Zawachinski.
Okay, we have representatives here for Edward Zawachinski. We have Kathy Terry-Usinski and Vin Chester. And they're here representing Ed as he's being inducted into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame. So congratulations on behalf of the Hall on his induction today. So we'll start with Kathy. Can you share a little something about Ed and why he's being inducted today?
Well, sadly, I did not know him that well. I was 3 years old when he passed away, but the stories that my grandmother and my mother shared especially speak of a young man that was dedicated to teams, dedicated to physical education, dedicated to just his community. He was full of adventure. He loved to do and explore different things. He loved track, he loved gymnastics. He just loved being among people and putting his best self forward.
Vin, what could you share?
Well, he was 10 years older than I was, but I always followed him during his bodybuilding and weightlifting. I'd seen it in the magazines, and he won constantly all over the place. He was Mr. Connecticut, Mr. North Shores, Mr. New England, Mr. Everything. Plus, he also listed the weights in the same thing, and he won every tournament there, the light heavyweight. He was an excellent gymnastics, and he also, at one time, held the record at UConn for the hammer throw.
Wow.
And other than that, the last time I seen him was on a Tuesday. I had to catch my breath and go up the hill.
It's all right. Take your time.
Go up the hill, and I seen him. I was coming to the baseball game, and he was there with Gene Pahoda.
Sure.
And I just, I said hello to him, everything like that. But then he says that I want to see you and my cousin Bobby, because we're going to play Wilson on Saturday. And I found out Friday he died.
Yeah.
It was an awful thing.
It was pretty tragic. We understand what happened, but he certainly left a legacy, and you're a part of it. And on behalf of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame, we congratulate you and your family on Edward's induction today.
Oh, it'd be nice. Very nice.
Very
We
honored,
wouldn't miss this.
Very honored to receive this
Yeah.
on his behalf. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay.
Ed was more than an exceptional athlete, bodybuilder, and weightlifter. His premature death at the age of 27 cut short a life that was destined to continue to amaze. He was a record breaker. He attended Woodrow Wilson, the class of 1949, and as a thrower, broke the shot put and discus record. Then on to Yukon, where he captained the track and field team and broke the hammer record, while earning a degree in physical education. Let's not forget, he was also active in gymnastics and weightlifting at the Polish Falcons. After college, he used his photography skills as a member of the Signal Corps, taking pictures for intelligence purposes as part of the Army Corps of Engineers. Dressed as civilians, pictures were taken of things in Europe that provided vital information to our country. It's so interesting, but let's get back to Ed, the athlete, the bodybuilder. Ed started weightlifting in the early 50s, and once he started competing, the titles came. Competing in New England and the mid-Atlantic states in weightlifting and physique contests, he won multiple state, New England, and surrounding state titles. Ed was humble but confident, engaged and loved by his family and the community. All were proud of his accomplishments as an excellent athlete and person, and wonder what else he could have accomplished. Proud of what he has done, we are pleased to induct Ed Zywasinski into the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame.
Once again, congratulations to all of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame class of 2026. So friends, I ask that you all please stand and welcome back to the podium the Reverend William D. Wilson, who will provide today's closing benediction.
Again, let us pray, each of us in our various faith traditions. Oh God, we thank you for what our eyes have seen, what our ears have heard, and what our hearts have received. We pray now that your Spirit will go with us as we depart this place. Your Spirit of love would overshadow us, your Spirit of grace will sustain us, and your Spirit of peace will be upon us in all walks and in all ways. We ask in your name, amen. Amen.
Reverend Wilson, thank you. And friends, that concludes our introduction ceremony for today. On behalf of the Middletown Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors and all of our honored guests and inductees, we thank you for coming and we thank you for your continued support. If you are able to stick around, you are invited to share in some food and refreshments. Congratulations again to all of our inductees. Thank you again for coming and your continued support.